Ho ho ho! Hello and welcome, I'm Michael, and welcome to the 12 Days of Indie. So these days there has been an absolute flood of indie games on services like Steam. So many games get lost in that absolute deluge of games. And I like to give some attention to some games that I think deserve it. First off is this little adventure game called The Little Acre. It's by Pewter Games, a developer out of Ireland. So this is out tomorrow, December 13th. It's also on, well, this is Steam version. It's also on Xbox and PlayStation. And before I forget, I was given this key by the developer, though I'm under no obligations to what I say about it or the contents of this video. So, oh, and this is the pre-release teaser version rather than the full game. So I have to say I really enjoyed this teaser version. So many adventure games come out these days, or well, they advertise themselves as adventure games, but they're kind of slapdash hidden object games. You don't have your character moving around, you're just clicking on stuff. The story isn't great. There's very rarely voice work. And this game is fully voiced. Look at the animation of that mouse there. You can see bird in the background twitching and smoke coming out. This is a really good looking game. So, adventure games like this are really up my alley. They're kind of disheartening. Back in the late 90s when LucasArts went from the gorgeous Curse of Monkey Island to polygons and 3D with Grim Fandango and Monkey Island 4. Escape from Monkey Island? I think that's 4, yeah. Grim Fandango certainly had lots of style and class, but it's not a great looking game. And hasn't aged that well on their end, where Curse of Monkey Island still looks pretty great. So enough gabbing, let's jump right in.
I awoke to the sounds of Lily's gentle snores as they drifted across the bedroom loft. She was still fast asleep, and I needed to keep it that way, or suffer the consequences. Creaky floorboards meant that the simple act of getting dressed will require a little ingenuity.
So I guess this is the little tutorial area. They're kind of teaching you how to do stuff. And I don't know if that's gentle snore. I guess maybe gentle snores, but this is Lily. This is our dog Dougal. That's our daughter. And I forget your name. I can't believe I forget your name. Maybe they didn't actually say his name. Anyway. So just look at this. It's so nice looking. Reminds me of playing adventure games back in the 90s. Like Circle of Blood and Curse of Monkey Island. As I already mentioned. Or at least my mind's eye version of those games. I haven't actually gone back and played those in quite a while. So, UI is over here. You can actually lower this with the mouse wheel, which I think is a pretty great touch. Or you can just click on it. And objects go in here. You can't combine objects, but you can. You have to drag them into the inventory. Drag them from the inventory into the world. I'm sorry. I'm skipping all my words today. And you get little notes to tell you what you should be doing, as well as hints and your settings and stuff. So I had to quickly change the settings there. No big deal. I had to turn down the music a little bit so that it wasn't overpowering his voice. Anyway, let's get to it. So there's little hotspots for things that you can interact with, which I think is quite nice, rather than pixel hunting. So let's get our shirt.
Morning, Dougal.
And we need the stick that is in his mouth. Mr. Dougal. I like this guy's voice. Pretty great. Lily's isn't quite so great. I'm not quite as fond of her voice. We'll see that in a little bit. So this this game seems to be divided in two kinds of styles. This type of style and what you saw in that intro with kind of a chibi version. But we'll get to that in a bit. Let's grab that stick. Come on, open your mouth.
Yoink.
Poor Doogie. Let's grab our pants.
Huh? Yeah. Lily made a fish and marmalade sandwich for me the day before. I didn't have the heart to refuse, but I wasn't about to eat it.
Oh, God. Fish and marmalade. Gross. It looks like a full fish, too. For when he has his hands there. Let's put on our boots.
Check.
You live on a farm, dude. Why are you putting on your boots in your bed? Alright. We had to get this. So, maybe doggy likes sandwich? It does.
Oh, your breath stinks.
Alright. So you see the stink breath coming out of him. Well, we had to do a little something with that. So, I said that you don't have to, there's no place where you combine inventory. At least in the teaser version, there's nowhere where you combine inventory.
I couldn't do anything about the sweater while Lily was still cuddling it.
Right. So, let's see if... Can you roll over? There you go.
I'd freed my sweater from Lily's clutches, but I was still out of reach.
Oh, this is the worst when the dog goes to sleep by you and you wake up and the stink breath is all on you. Oh, it's gross. Now, how am I going to get that pant? Can I throw this over here?
I should be able to get the trajectory right.
Can. So I'd say I recorded this little first look a couple days ago, and then I realized that the music just completely overpowered his voice, so now I had to do it over again. So I'm really paranoid about these settings. Hopefully they don't change again. But again, this is a teaser version, so I don't think that'll happen in the full version.
I wondered if I could swap the sweater for the stick, without him even noticing.
Okay, yeah, but do it.
I wondered if I could swap the sweater for the stick, without him even noticing.
So he also gives you little hints like that, which I think is pretty nice.
I wondered if I could swap the sweater for the stick, without him even noticing.
The first, I played this little pirate twice, and I did this first time.
He wasn't going to just let me take it, but maybe he'd be interested in a trade.
Okay, maybe I do have to get him to say
I
that.
was happily grazing on my sweater.
Gross. And he has that stink breath. This is going to be fantastic.
I wondered if I could swap the sweater for the stick, without him even noticing.
Seriously, I did this the first time. First try, first time. Come on.
I wondered if I could swap the sweater for the stick, without him even noticing. I wondered if I could swap the sweater for the stick.
It's also a little bit annoying that you had to keep going into the inventory to get the objects, but it's not usually too big of a deal.
I had to wait until his mouth was open.
Okay, yeah. Why didn't that work the first time? Did I have to wait for him to say that? That dog
That
is
was my cue to sneak
kind
out of
of
there.
long suffering. Let's get going. Because Lily really is a hellraiser.
I decided I'd cycle to the nearby town. Maybe I'd find someone willing to hire me. Maybe I'd find someone who knew where my dad had gone. But first, I had a few things to take care of.
It looks real nice. It really does remind me of Curse of McKellen. Let's look at this picture. This is our dad that we saw in the intro. His wife passed away. So most of these puzzles are use an object from the inventory on people or
Dad,
other objects.
where are you?
But there are some like this one here, which are more physical puzzles.
Dad
So we
made his
had,
own generator to power his workshop. As with his other inventions, he just refused to explain how it worked. It looked like there was something missing, but I hadn't figured out what.
More physical puzzles, you know. Like, you know, like sliding block puzzles. This one you have to turn some dials, push some buttons. We don't know anything about that yet.
The notes indicated that the water could be topped up via the funnel. I presume the machine wouldn't work without coolant.
And then some different type puzzles that I'll show you in a little bit. Let's explore this area a little bit. Oh, I forgot that you had to click the other button to get out of this. Let's go outside. Oh, we can get the step ladder. Grab that.
Dad's compactable footstool seemed like a great idea. I wasn't sure why it hadn't taken off.
This game really has some wit and charm about it. All the animations are really nice. Like that little animation right there with the stool folding up.
I only ever saw the transmitter active on a few occasions. During those times, Dad would have kept the shed door locked tight.
Oh, we had to get water though. I forgot to take the jug.
I picked up the jug. I'd need water to make Lily's breakfast.
Go. And yeah, notes. I need to fill the jug with water. I'm not sure what that little skippy thing is. I don't know if that's my recording software doing that or is it the game. Also, in the intro, it may look a little like it's skipping a bit, but I'm pretty sure that's my recording software. It stops and starts between scenes for some reason in the intro. I guess as the video starts.
I needed something to collect the water first.
Yes, boss. But yeah, the intro doesn't look choppy like that. That's
The pump
recording.
handle had snapped, leaving only a small section of it protruding from the pump. It was going to take something heavy to force it down.
Doesn't this just look great? Blowing in the breeze. Look at this over here. Can we get in here? This kind of looks like a crowbar. Another thing, I've completed this teaser, obviously. There are any nonsensical puzzles, no moon logic that I found. Most of it was very logical.
It looked like the pitchfork had fallen from its resting place.
So in older games, you get something like you have an extensive inventory, and you would need to combine a couple things that you wouldn't think about and then combine it with another. That doesn't happen in the teaser, at least.
I couldn't see a thing, and the idea of walking around a room in the dark, where my father invented things, made me nervous.
I'd be walking around my father's workshop. He always used to leave such a mess. He's a carpenter, not an inventor. But still, same thing with screws and things on the ground and who knows what else. We gotta try to get this invention working. We got some water. Let's go pour the water in the invention. Dougal.
I think he relocated so he won't be responsible for waking Lily. You and me both, buddy.
So, you can imagine a bit of an L-raiser.
Lily's dress was hanging from the line. I didn't need to take it down for her. She developed her own technique for that.
Oops. The wrong button. Oh, I forgot to pick up the water. Anyway, you can't complete this puzzle quite yet. We had to go do a couple of other things first. Let's jump forward to the other section of the game, the one that looks something like the intro. And I'll also show you the Lily sections. So you control this dude and you also control Lily. So, we back in a few seconds. I'll be back in a few seconds. And this is the section with Lily, the other playable character. Well, the two you get in the teaser anyway.
He can't see me without his head.
Okay. Pretty good idea of what her personality kind of is like.
It felt like a dream. I was being led down a path, and short of curling up into a ball, I was helpless to do anything about it. I considered going back inside and just waiting for someone to find me, but I knew that if I wanted to get back to Lily soon, I'd have to find the source of power for the machine that brought me here, and I wasn't coming back until I found it.
So you solved some puzzles with Lily as well. There was a very ending section, and this is the other kind of part of the game in the other world that you saw from the intro. I think this looks really good. Reminds me of Bastion. So this is a little bit different puzzle solving. You still have inventory, so but you, in the teaser at least, you didn't have to use it in this section of the game, but presumably you will. You have to kind of figure out how to get the door open and then get over there. Let's try this. It opens it this way. And what does this one do? That one turns everything off. And this one over here. What do you do?
It looked like the blue lamp also acted as a door release.
Well, this wasn't too bad. But, wow, look at that thing. Other ones are more complicated. They have like 5 or 6 of these. You know, try to get the door open, and it's just more involved. But again, it really reminds me of Bastion. And Bastion in that swamp level. I think this is kind of neat. I like the little change up with puzzles. The little physical puzzles like the that machine I showed you. These little type like logic puzzles, maze puzzles maybe. And inventory puzzles. I kind of dislike it when every single puzzle is like a sliding block puzzle and things like that. So, this has been the Little Acre. Tell me what you think of it in the comments. I really enjoyed this teaser. And playing through it again was kind of fun too. I missed a couple little things. And I can't wait to play the full version. So tune in tomorrow for another entry into 12 Days of Indie. This will be going on right up until almost Christmas. So, once again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And definitely tell me what you think of the game in the comments. And I hope you catch me in the next one. See you later.